Hi everybody, I'm Brett. Welcome to For the Republic. Today I wanted to do a quick video, talk to you guys about some trouble that we got coming from down south. Apparently a caravan of illegal immigrants is moving through Central America, coming north, going through Honduras, El Salvador, Mexico, with a goal to hit the United States southern border and illegally pass into the United States, where they've been, I guess, promised refugee status, promised sanctuary cities, promised attorneys with the ACLU to help them get, sanctuary and become, part of the American dream. Now there's news that there's another group of illegals that are getting together and planning to do the same thing. Now this is a very long trek. I think we're about a week or two away from these people actually getting here to the United States. President Trump has announced that he will deploy the military if necessary to protect our border, and I think that's a fantastic idea. This is the only time in history that I think I've ever known of a country that did not enforce its own border laws. The only thing that I can think of, I'm a fairly critical thinking person, is that people want a new voter. That's the only reason I can think of that any political party would be all for allowing illegals to flood their country. I'm a black guy. I was talking to some black guys at work about this, and I was actually shocked because I'm really on the fringes of black culture when it comes to politics. I'm a conservative, which black people tend to lean conservative anyway, but they always seem to also fly against that fact and vote Democrat. So whenever I speak out on all the good that's being done for the country and how Donald Trump is saving the country and how everybody's got jobs and how unemployment's lower than it's been in decades and how the markets are just recovering and surging and consumer confidence and protecting the border, trying to build a wall to stop these people from coming here, I feel like I'm going to be on the opposite side of the spectrum from the traditional black. But I was actually talking to some guys today in the office, a couple guys I work with, who actually agree with me. They say that they're conservative, but they hate Donald Trump. Therefore, anything Trump's doing, they usually kind of go against it and they do the traditional fuck Trump. But today they actually agree with me when I was talking to them about our border and whether or not it should be protected. Let's just look at the facts. You can't move to Mexico. You can't get up right now and go to Mexico and live. You can't get up right now and go to Canada and live. You can't get up right now, hop on a plane and go live in China, Japan. You can't go anywhere that has a border. You can't go to Europe. They're not going to let you stay there. You're going to get a visa if you're lucky. And when that visa runs out, you're going to be deported because that's how laws work. If we have a country that is just enamored with illegal immigrants, it won't be a country anymore. New culture, new ideals will take over that culture and it'll mix into it and it won't be the country that it was. And that's kind of a scary thing when you see a political party that kind of turned its back on black people. I feel like they did. They love black people when it's election time. I'll tell you that. Like, I live in Georgia. Stacey Abrams, she loves black people right now because she wants to vote. But as soon as she gets it, like Obama, she won't do anything for him. And Stacey Abrams here in Georgia has stated on the record, on video, that this midterm will be decided by legals and illegals. What does that tell you? If a person has the gall to come out and say that, it means that the laws, the standing laws of your country do not matter. And they're willing to accept any illegal votes they can just to attain power. And it should be an eye-opener for even Democrats to look and say that these Democrat leaders will do anything. They will destroy anyone to get that power, the power they crave so much. But when is enough enough? Now we got another caravan coming. ICE and our Border Patrol agency says that we get a caravan's worth of illegal immigrants every week anyway. When are we going to enforce our laws? You hear these, fun talking points from Democrats. We need immigration reform. But you never hear them say, we need to enact E-Verify. We need to stop people from coming in here. We need to change our laws so that we don't have a catch and release system. If people come with children, they've already figured out the whole plan. Democrat leadership have already told them, come with a family, come with children. You go through a short waiting period, and then we have to release you to the country because those are the laws we implemented because we want every state to be like California in a couple years. When is enough enough? Why are our laws the only ones that Americans don't respect? You can't right now jump up and go to another country and say, I don't care what you say. Yeah, you're going to pay for me. You're going to pay for my school. You're going to pay for my Medicare and my health. You're going to pay for my children. You're going to pay it all. You're going to give me food stamps. You're going to take care of us. Fuck you. You can't do it. You can't. You probably wouldn't try because you probably respect the country you're trying to move to. But you see these people from Guatemala and Honduras just coming down the road, holding up the signs of their country. It's an invasion. How is it not an invasion? If you're going to another country to live and assimilate, you're not going to be touting your nation and walking like a small army of people who say, fuck the world, we're coming to you, we're bringing our nation to you. That's what it feels like. And then you see these videos of what looks like immigrants walking up and down aisles and rows of people handing out money. Where's this money coming from? Where? You can't right now go out in your own neighborhood and get together with 20 people and have them passing money out. It doesn't happen like that. We have thousands of people coming to the United States who are somehow funded. They have food, they have water, they have restrooms. Now they got 18-wheelers moving them further down the road faster. It seems like a politically timed activity, and it should frustrate the lifeblood of the country, the red, white, and blue. Not black and white, the red, white, and blue. We should all be upset that there are a small minority of people in positions of authority in the country who are fundamentally undermining our country and our laws and standing traditions in our country. That we have a border. We protect that border. We don't let people just come here unabashed, however many they want, and say, come on in, we'll take you. We'll keep you safe. We won't hold you for ICE. We have sanctuary cities. It's very, very frustrating. But I did see some good news earlier today on MSNBC. I was actually in my office and I saw a video about the midterms that was actually so exciting. I had to share it with my wife. 7 of 8 of the toss-up states, or the very competitive states, at least that's what they thought, for the midterm elections, lean heavily in favor of Republicans at this point. One of the 8 is actually being won by Democrats, but I think the smallest deficit is a 6-point lead in Republican outpouring or early votes from Republicans, which gives me hope that we could save our country. I just don't understand it. I watch these people, protesting on TV, these college students, angry, calling people names, saying no fascist USA, and they're the ones acting like fascists. The good thing is that the adults of the country are seeing this. They're seeing Democrat leaderships with nothing to offer us. I can say right now, my life is better since Trump. Most people can in this country. I'd say probably 75 or 80% of people can say that. But there's a stubborn group of people who just say, fuck Trump, I hate Trump, I don't care about Trump, even though your life's better. And then you got Democrat leadership. You got Maxine Waters. Impeach 45! Impeach 45! You got Nancy Pelosi talking about using subpoena power and how they want to probe Donald Trump's life. Imagine Adam Schiff. Oh my God. These people have nothing to offer us. They have nothing to offer the American people. But they fundamentally want to roll back all the good that's happened for our country, and people are willing to vote for them? You're actually willing to vote for them? Now you got Project Veritas exposing McCaskill, exposing these Democrat, was supposed to be kind of moderate Democrats who work across the aisle, exposing them for the liars they are, and people will still vote for them? It makes me feel like the American people are anarchists and they want to see the world burn like the Joker. We're doing good. I don't care if you don't like the man's words. There's been things that Trump said that I said, oh my God, I love you, Trump, but you got to stop. It's happened before. I'm an honest man. It's happened at least 3 or 4 times where I've seen tweets and I was like, this is not going to help anybody. Why keep, stirring the nest? Why you got to keep poking the bear? Come on, just calm down. I've had those days. And I'd probably be just as mad as a bunch of these liberals who can't take freedom of speech, who don't like dissenting points of view, who like to call people racists and homophobes and all this shit because they have a different point of view and try to shout you down from speaking. I'd probably be just like them if I didn't see the actual results of the man. The results of Donald Trump are just astronomical. The man's done more in 21 months than any president in history, more than likely. He's just been an amazing force of good for the country. And his personal life, his sex life doesn't matter to me, just like mine doesn't matter to you. What you see is what you get with Donald Trump. You know, the guy is an outspoken guy. He's a fighter. That's what we needed. We didn't need another president that would bow down and send pallets of money to enemies of the United States and go and bow like some sissy to all these other leaders. We're the United States. We're supposed to have something special about us. And the pride in our country, the pride in our flag, the pride in our American brothers and sisters is supposed to have us, you know, on a pedestal, at least morale. We're supposed to feel better about being from this place. We have the most liberty, the most freedom of any country, any land in this world. So we should be, you know, a force of good. We should be able to look at people who haven't reached that enlightenment level yet and say, hey, we're America. Let us help you. Let us show you by example. We shouldn't be saying, America's the problem. We're not. We're good people. And speaking of good people, that's not a good person, whoever's sending all these pipe bombs. I know you guys heard it, you know, today. I thought of 50 jokes as I kept getting headlines today and seeing things on Twitter. Someone's been sending pipe bombs or explosive devices. They sent one to John Brennan at CNN. They sent it to the Clinton household. They sent it to George Soros, who's a billionaire philanthropist, war criminal. And they sent some to the Obamas. Supposedly, there was one device that was detonated at Soros's place in his mailbox or something. The rest of these things are kind of nebulous. I can't say whether or not they were actual real devices. Any threat that's a threat is a legitimate threat. So we don't know if they're really bombs or not. I'm not saying they weren't, but the only one that we've actually heard of actually being detonated is the one at Soros's house. The conspiracy theorist in me wants to say that this is something that the Democrats have planted. I don't know if it is. It might not be. The FBI is going to be all over this, so whoever did it is going to be found out soon. And if it's an actual far-right person or a right-leaning person who sees these people who are what we perceive as problems in the political world and problems for peace and problems for prosperity of the country, if that's your way of dealing with people, you need to be put under the jail. You should probably have the death sentence be, implemented on you. That's not the way we do things in this country. There are laws, there are rules here. You can't be Batman in the United States. That's just not the way things work. If you have a problem with these people, do what I did. When the early vote comes around, vote your conscience, man. Vote these bastards out. Obama was just a pathetic man of a president. He was. I have no respect for Barack Obama. And I'm not Jesse Peterson. I'm not one of these guys who hates black people. I don't. I love black people. I grew up in a pro-black environment, strong black father, Black Panther life. My dad looked like Marvin Gaye. Shit, I'm proud as fuck. I am a very proud black man. I love what I am. But Barack Obama was a pathetic president. He wasn't strong. He didn't exude strength. He was like a really smooth car salesman with no true authoritative figure. People, when he spoke, people listened because it sounded good. But his policies sucked. He didn't move the country forward at all. We gambled. Every black person in the country gambled and voted for him. And hey, black neighborhoods, urban communities, urban centers did not get better. They all got worse under his leadership. So to me, it was all for naught. And I wish we had had someone else, in the position of authority during that time. Vote these people out. If you don't agree with these people taking their lives, you don't see it. But if one of these people, even George Soros' ugly ass, he looks like, the Emperor from Star Wars. This old evil bastard opens up a bomb and explodes in his dining room and kills him. Yeah, there's going to be a group of people probably are excited about it. I'm not. There's going to be, an extreme group of people who are happy. I won't be that because I understand that everybody has family. Everybody has people who love them. Hillary Clinton and Bill Clinton, to me, are the most corrupt politicians to ever sit in any office. They are the scum of the earth to me. But I know that if they died, if someone killed them, they have a daughter, they have a grandchild, they have family, they have friends, people who are not involved in politics, who just see a family member when they see him. you gotta take into account the ripple effect, the butterfly effect of your actions. Vote these people out. We always talk about, these people on the left, and it's been true for the majority of this time. You see these far left activists shooting up Republican baseball games and hitting people in the head with bike locks and yanking people off the back of trucks and stomping people in the middle of the road and punching and kicking pregnant women and all, throwing eggs on people. These people have been a major problem, and we don't need to contribute to that mentality. If you feel justified, if you feel like your thoughts are legitimate, there's no need to go that level. There's no need to go that far. This is what the crybabies in UC Berkeley do. They can't deal with you on a mental level. They can't argue a valid point, so they come out and they protest. And they scream angrily and call you all kind of derogatory names and say, no fascists, no KKK in the USA. They're going to college and they sound like the dumbest people on earth. And then you ask them who they're protesting. There was another protest, Fleck's Talks, did a video on it, where they were talking about Candace Owens and Charlie Kirk. And they were calling them, racist and far right and activists, and I was like, these people don't know what they're talking about. They just want to protest. They want to be angry. They're children. They need safe space. If you need a safe space, first of all, you never grew up. And if you have a child who needs a safe space, you didn't raise a child. We're adults. This world can be ugly. This world, it is a treacherous place, and you got to learn how to navigate these waters. But the most important thing we can remember is this. Vote. Win through an argument. Don't go out there in the middle of the street and scream at people and make them leave restaurants or gas stations or grocery stores. If you have a point to make it. The truth will set you free. Screaming, shame on you, Ted Cruz. Shame on you, Ted Cruz. That's not going to win any arguments. That's not going to make anyone come over to your side. Just to demonize someone like Brett Kavanaugh and call him an abuser of women with zero evidence, like this foolish woman who was screaming at Ted Cruz, it makes you look like an idiot. It makes you look like you've not seen any of the actual facts. And we've got to stick together on that. As people who want this country to be great, as people who have conservative values, people who respect the rule of law, people who respect our country and our borders, people who want our country and our brothers and sisters of this country to succeed and be financially prominent and be able to take care of their children. I want my children to make more money than me. That's, to me, evolution. I want my children to have the freedom to practice their religion. I want my children to have the freedom to be able to say what they want to say without being demonized by a group of, which will be older children who don't understand what free speech is. Don't put pipe bombs in mailboxes. That's not how you shut people up. That's how you create martyrs. And the memory of a person who's killed by a fool can't be tarnished. You can't tarnish a martyr. That's it for this video today, guys. I just want to talk to you guys about it. Let me know in the comments, what are we going to do about this caravan of over 7,000 migrants? Another one's formulating right now. I guess it's really weird how these things start. In my mind, I always wonder, does someone come out of their house in the village and say, I'm going to America? And then like 500 other people come out in the same neighborhood and say, me too. It doesn't work like that. This thing is very planned, very organized. Let me know what you guys think in the comments. And as always, thank you guys for checking out the video. Remember, we do this for the Republic.